Python is one of my favorite languages, and I would say it's clean, simple, and it makes programming fun. I mean, Python has put a lot of money in my pocket. I won't lie about that. But if you have actually worked on real projects in Python, you will know that there are some part of it that makes you want to like carry your bottle of water and hit it on your, throw it to your screen, or throw it to your computer screen. So in this video, I'm going to break down my top 5 worst Python features. So I'm talking about things that can cause real pain and to waste your time. Sometimes, let's say even production bugs. So without wasting much time, let's jump in. Let's look at something. So let me say define. Okay, right there. So I mean, this looks fine. I mean, somebody may ask, like, what is my problem here? Now, my biggest problem here is indentation error. And if this is your first time, or if you are a beginner in Python, trust me, indentation error is one of the worst things about Python that you are going to face all the time. You know, the worst thing about indentation error is that sometimes the program doesn't even crash. The code runs all right, but because one line somewhere is unindented differently to slightly change the logic, sometimes you have to spend hours trying to debug your code. So for example, if maybe there is a little slight miss, just a one space ahead of this indentation here, that is going to cause indentation error for you. It's going to change your logic. Every time you are creating functions, you have to make sure what your indentations are right or point. Otherwise, it's going to cause your whole 3 days or years or month of work breakdown or crash just because of what? One space somewhere, or what? One space you miss somewhere. Okay, let's look at number 2. This is very interesting. Look at something. Let's say I define a function. I have this function, add to item, right? Now let's do something. Let's say I want to print. If I run this, let's look at what we are getting at them now. I have one item, or I have the number 1 added to the list, right? Now let's do something more interesting. Let me duplicate this list now and do 2 again. Then I'll go ahead and what? Run again. Let me show you something that don't make sense to me. Now, we said what? We are adding one item to the list, right? Now, I expect that when you add the first list, you have one item added to the list, which is 1. Now, if we print and add another item, I expect that we add 2 to the previous item that is already there. So this is what I expect to see. But the difference is that what are you seeing? You are seeing what? 2 different lists printing separately for you. That's because of Python uses the same default list every time you what? You call a function. Or let's look at something else like this. Let me take this here. Let me comment this line a little bit. Then we'll move down. Okay, now let's say I assign B to this. All right, now let's look at this. So for instance, let me say I can go ahead and print again B here. So let me run this. Now, look at this, right? So now, what is the logic here? In this instance, you would have think that you created 3 separate lists, just like what you have here. So let me take this off. Here, we have what? 2 separated lists. So in a nutshell, you should think that what? This is running 3 separated lists, just as you have the 2 separated lists here. By this instance, in the first 2 examples, you expect that you have these 2, 1 and 2 in the same list. But here in the case, Python created what? 2 separated lists for 1 and 2. Now in the second instance, you also expect that you have what? 3 separated lists. But in this instance, rather, Python what? Adds 2 same list for you. The reason is because what? Python what? Copied references, not list, right? And it's one of the confusing things that was, or one of the worst things about Python. I mean, as you get used to it, it becomes normal. But what, as someone who started coding for the first time, getting into list, these things are very what, confusing. Now let's go to what, number 3. So now let's say I have what, a variable. After calling this function right now, we are going to get what, unbound local error. So probably you see local variable x reference before assignment. So if you look at that error, reference before assignment, but I'm just reading it. This happens because the moment you assign the x anywhere in the function, Python's compiler will go like, no, 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 no. X is local for this whole function. So when you try to print it first, you are trying to read a local variable that doesn't even exist yet. And this, for me, this is terrible. It doesn't point to the real problem, the assignment later on. But I think that for me, if we are beginner, this thing, it looks like it's magic. Then if they are trying to tell me as a beginner that what programming is magic and we are bad at it, the fix using global X feels like a hack, and it teaches bad habit about using globals. And if it's a language design that creates teaching moment for all the wrong reasons. So I would say this is one of the worst features about Python. Okay, let's look at the 4th worst features about Python for me. So now let me say I have x assigned to what, 5 here. Come here again and I'll say what, x again. Then I also will add this x what to 1. This is basically what, type error in Python. And for the beginners, what type error means is that what is like what you're adding a string here to an what, integer, which what feels wrong in Python. Python doesn't want accept that. But the thing is that what Python interpreter doesn't what tell you at a go, because the interpreter only what tells you about type problems when you run the code. So it makes more runtime errors. It waits until what you get to the time of running code before it tells you that okay, this is type error. So I feel like what the Python interpreter should always what tells you what this is a type error at a go, not wait until it's runtime before it lets you know that it's a time error, because it increases the runtime errors every time. You always need more unit tests to what figure out this. So this is what's like one of the worst features in Python that you all have to what to look out for. So one of my worst feature about Python is inconsistent standard library APIs. Now let's use this for example. Now, if you master the part of standard library, you understand its logic perfectly. So, for example, let's say if you have to use different module that does a similar thing, and it's like you are learning a whole new language again. Let me use this for example. Let's say date, time. Now, if you master Python very well, you know that what this returns what, a date time object. But if I'm to use something like time dot time here, now this is basically going to return what, a fruit. So why, I feel like, why do some modules become designed with classes here, which is a, let's say, date, time. So basically, so why would a lot of our modules be designed with what, with classes like this? The others are going to be designed as purely functional and use tuples for everything. Is like, this is like inconsistent for me. So I mean, the reason is that what, Python is a huge community in open source. Each module was designed by a different person at a different time, so with different idea of what was best at that time. So I mean, this is a lot of inconsistency. So because of this, it means you always have to what, look up for documentations for most basic things that you have to do. Every time you have to read documentations before you know some basic things in Python. you need to have it in your mind that you are going to be reading a lot of documentations every single time for you to do just some basic things. So now, with all these top 5 features I've provided, now you don't have to agree with me. These are my top 5 worst features. You can also provide your top 5 features, some of the things you experienced during your Python journey. So guys, feel free to comment your top 5 worst features about Python. And also, if you want to see more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe for more worst features about Python, things that you have to look out to, and more tips about Python to also help your Python journey smooth and better. So subscribe, and don't forget to share this video for others to also look at this video, and stay tuned for more videos like this. See you in another video.